this out. All right, so
Okay.
today's first class of 2025, right? So we're going to work on a little bit of C++ to Python syntax comparisons here. First of all, basic data types. C++ has integer. You have to use an int to declare the variables. All right. So A assign 12 to A here. In Python, it's pretty straightforward, but for some reason, it makes sense to professional programmers. But as a beginner, I mean, these, well, really doesn't make too much sense because you do need to declare what kind of type it is, right? Okay. And a double is this, and a char is this, and a bool flag is true, and a string is this. Why you see a flag? Because you'll be using a lot of flags in user algorithm here. All right, there we go. And the real code can be simply just like this. All right. So first of all, you do need to include the IO stream. So what is an IO stream? IO stream is allow you to input and output. So for this part, there's no negotiation. You have to use it, right? Otherwise, I mean, there's no way to input the data. All right. That is so-called input and output here. All right. So you do need this one here. Include IO stream. And using namespace is basically this, all right? Because the using space namespace, right? Okay. Um, without using this, all right, this wouldn't work because these ones see out, you do need to use std double colon and to access the library to use it. So this is the only reason why you want to have using namespace std to make overall programming a lot fun, right? Okay. Otherwise, you have to use std all the time, which is probably not fun, right? Okay. And then a is supposed to be 12, right? And then, all right, next time, if you want to modify this one by 1.3.14, it wouldn't work. The reason why is because, well, this is integer data type, right? And this is a, and apparently they're not the same. So it wouldn't possibly allow you to do the job, right? Okay, so this is a here. But if you force casting it, right? So now let's check this out. Right here we have three because it will round up to three. So this is data casting here, right? But in the real world, right, so you wouldn't want to get, you know, this error, right? You want a double actually here. So other than you probably need to use this one here, and then print to be out, and then let's check it out. All right, so now you get 3.14 here. And definitely, all right, so if you assign a completely different data type, so let's see what is going on. And then what if I print A? So this is still printing out something, but it's 65. Why is it 65? The 65 is the ASCII value of capitalized A. All right, okay. And if I press a lowercase a, it's 97. So this is the ASCII value of letter A. All right, okay. But what if you put some like these with quotes here? Let's see what it's on. So that is completely wrong because it couldn't possibly convert a string into this value, right? Okay, no. You can also turn this into true, and A is going to be 1 because 1 means true, right? And this is also false. So there we go. So this is basically a quick introduction of C++ to Python code, right? Okay. For this part, okay, so there's no better way. You have to memorize all of these. So for this part, you have to memorize it. So there's no negotiation. There's no negotiation. But let me delete that. I think so for some reason this one is deleted, right? Okay. And then I'll just place it probably, where is it? Yeah, sometimes, okay. This is the starter kit here. And the if statement here, you have to use a parentheses to handle the logic here, and else if, and for this one. All right. The for loop here is, I would say, is pretty straightforward as well, but it makes more sense. And it makes more sense. So for instance, this is a C++ for loop, right? That simply means I starts at 0 and I less than 10, and I increment itself by 1 every time. And then you see out I every time, so then you get a for loop just like that. So, and you could also modify this one by I plus 2, right? So that simply means I increase itself by 2 every time. So then you have even number here. And you can also plus a 3, all right? So you could definitely customize it, right? Okay, there we go. And of course, in Python, you can also do this. You can also do this. I'm going to show you something here, right? Okay. Uh, and I'll be just using this one here. In Python, all right, you can do for I in range from 0 to 10 and a 3. All right, and then print I. So this is exactly the same, right? Okay. But since most of the people who started with Python, you wouldn't be using these, and you wouldn't be using that. You simply have these. And then probably the teacher wouldn't tell you why. You just use this. But however, you do need to know where to start and where to end and how many meters or how many um like parameters, right? I mean, every time the incremental stuff to be. So this is the most proper way to understand the computer science here, right? Okay. And instead of just using one single parameters here or argument, and this really doesn't make any sense to me. All right, okay, good. So now this is a for loop here. And the if statement, so we have if I, for instance, modulo, right? Modulo 2 is going to be 0. That simply means it is even number, right? And then you also see out this guy here and run, and then you have this one here. So see out is output. So in terms of a Python, it's a print, but you are using see out. And you also need to use this operator to print it out, right? So this is a unique operator here. And I guess you'll be having everything you need right here. And yeah, okay. And the integer. And this is the way to declare a data structure here. And this one and that one, okay, then it should be good. Then it should be good. Okay. So now I want you to go over all of these and of course, most of the time, so we want to use elite code to practice years ago. And I can tell Lawrence, right? I guess you still remember Lawrence.
Yeah.
Lawrence passed gold division, and so while I'm teaching him, all right, so we were using LeetCode a lot. So he passed probably like 1,000 questions over there, and they passed the golden medal, right? Okay. Then you got to do that. If you don't do it, I do not believe you can pass it, right? Okay. So my recommendations is, all right, so first of all, two sum is a very easy question and medium sort. But what I want you to do is open the three sum this question. All right. Okay, I want you to do this question again, but use a C++ code. All right, do whatever you could to achieve the goal. All right, so this is a task. All right, so use C++ code to solve this problem. All right, by using today's C++ syntax. All right. Okay, good. So do you have any questions?